Teresa, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
You were a partner at PwC and you left over 4 years ago to go to MetLife.
That's right.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you've been up to at MetLife?
I sure can, and good for me that it was only down the block. So it was a bit of an adjustment and change, but some familiar territory as well. I have a leadership role in the finance function at MetLife. I look after a lot of the accounting and reporting that we do regularly, and then also with some of the new transformational activities that we undertake as well.
Excellent. And is your day these days a lot different than when you were a partner at PwC?
As a matter of fact, it has a lot in common with my time at PwC.
Go on.
I still have a lot of opportunities to coach and mentor different members of my team and help them develop skills, which I found to be one of the best parts about working at PwC.
That's great. Can you maybe describe how it came to be that you started to consider opportunities outside of PwC? You mentioned you were a partner,
Yeah.
right? So that took a lot of effort, and kudos and congratulations to all that. But at what point in time did you start thinking that maybe there's opportunities for you outside of PwC?
Yeah, and quite honestly, I wasn't looking.
Okay.
And it took me quite a long time to make the decision. I was approached with an opportunity, and it had a lot of interesting features to it that I thought were appealing. It allowed me a good opportunity to do talent building, so I felt a lot like I would be building my own practice.
Excellent.
There were a lot of process and control areas that needed attention. Fix it up, problem solving was also something that I really like to do to make things better for people every day. And then the third area that was appealing to me was that there were forward-looking strategic opportunities to build for the future. And I found that to be interesting as well. So I thought for a long time, I took it very seriously. It was not an easy decision to make, and I decided to take a chance.
And from your experience, the varied roles that you played at the firm and the opportunities that you had, the development opportunities that you had at the firm, can you describe maybe a little bit about those and how that influenced your thinking and your development?
Sure. I often tell my family and friends I had careers within careers at PwC. I had the opportunity to international leadership development tours, and I spent time in consulting and advisory, and I was able to do those things because I was proactive in expressing interest. I was proactive in doing the hard work needed to demonstrate and build skills so that I could be nimble and agile and try to take on different ways of working with different types of people. So I had really enjoyed that. I enjoyed being in the New York office too, because it is such a nice collection of different people and different practices and ways of working. So I had a lot of exposure to different aspects of the firm, which gave me ideas about how I could get involved.
Did you have a coach? Did you have a mentor, informal mentor? Like, how would you advise people to navigate all the different opportunities that present themselves at PwC for our people?
Yeah, I did have a number of mentors throughout my career, and they were in different practices, and I always took a new relationship with me every time I completed one chapter of my experiences. And I found that if I had a partner or a colleague that made an overt expression to say, I'd like to stay in touch with you, I'd like to make sure everything turns out well for you in the next opportunity, I took them up on that, and we've stayed in touch.
And if you were to reflect back on your trajectory, having joined PwC, done a lot of things within PwC, promoted to partner, now at MetLife in a management role, looking back, what advice would you give yourself entering PwC at the time, or somebody similar entering to PwC now? What advice would you give to that person just starting out at PwC today?
Yeah, I think one thing that is so precious about PwC is the coaching and feedback culture. That does not exist everywhere. It's one of the things that I miss the most. Coaching comes through, it just comes through differently. So one piece of advice that I would give to new joiners of the firm would be to soak it up, to take the feedback, to listen, to even be invited and observe in different meetings and just try and learn and understand, because those opportunities come much easier within the firm than they do in some places outside the firm. So it's not to be taken for granted.